Do you love coffee just as much as we do? You're going to want to see this new gadget. Hi everyone. Right, today we're testing out a new coffee gadget. We have bought one of these. So some of you will know exactly what this is. It's a Bellman CX25-P. And actually, although it's in the box, we have had a go with it. I put it back in the box for the video. This is a fantastic coffee machine for the van. So as you know, we've done a video before up there about making coffee in the van, and we used a Nespresso Wakako, basically an espresso machine which you don't need to put any power into. You just put boiling water into it, screw it all together, and then you get your Nespresso out the bottom. The problem is, Sarah and I have got quite used to having quite strong espresso from the normal Lillet Mara X coffee machine that we've got in the house. That's kind of cafe quality. I don't want to turn this into a kind of, you know, look at me, I'm an amazing barista kind of video, but we're used to kind of cafe quality coffee twice a day, make it at home. When we go out in the van, we've been searching for that kind of holy grail, and the Nespresso doesn't really kind of cut through in the way that we wanted it to. So we thought we'd give one of these a go. Now these are a really interesting device because there's nothing else really like it on the market that we found. It's essentially, just unbox a few bits and pieces here. It's essentially a stainless steel kind of boiler in the bottom, so just a normal container. So you put water in the bottom. There's a brew basket in the top where you put your coffee in espresso grind. You put a filter paper in, screw it all down, and put it on the stove, basically. Heat the water up. As you can see on the front here, there's a pressure gauge. The pressure gauge obviously allows you to extract the coffee at the right temperature and pressure, and then it's got a steam wand, which means that you can do your own frothed milk for cappuccinos or lattes or flat whites or anything like that. So this has huge potential to get the job done really well, and as you see, I've just taken it out of the box. Comes with a nice Bakelite handle that you just screw on, and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to make one, so you can see how it works. And there will be sections in this video which I'm going to speed up. I'm going to boil some water first before I put it in here, just to speed up the boiling process in here a little bit. But as you can see, this fits in the Cali perfectly on the hob, so very much looking forward to that. Little wooden handled tamper for it. I think these are about 70mm, and they've got a special hole in the middle, because if I take this apart, so to fill it you have to take that bit off, and then you've got your brew basket. So this brew basket's got a rubber seal on the bottom. As you can see, it's got that hole in, so when you've got your coffee grounds in there, you need the right size tamper. That doesn't come with it, that's another £20 or so. The Bellman itself, £139.99 I think, in pounds, so £139. It also comes with this spacer, so if you're not doing a full basket full, and that basket holds between 50 and 60 grams of coffee, ground coffee. This basket allows you to do either a half basket, or if you turn it around and put it in the other way, it allows you to do about a third of a basket. I'm going to do a half basket on this particular one because I'm only going to make 1 cup, and we'll see how we get on. So yeah, pop your spacer in. Obviously got it in like that. I've got some ground coffee just here. I did actually buy this from a coffee shop when we were down in Cambridge a few days ago, and I got them to grind it for me. I have got a grinder at home, but I was so impatient to give this a try, I thought I'd get some while I was there. And the only thing with this, when you're doing it in the van, is you just want to make sure you're not going to make a huge mess. So I've got our bin wedged between my knees here. Take the lid off this. Just grab a teaspoon. Sarah seems to get really angry when, well, normal spoon will do. Yeah, Sarah gets really angry if I start spilling stuff all over the van. I suppose that's fair. So got my coffee, got my basket. Sorry, you won't be able to see this too well there, but effectively what I'm doing is I'm just filling up the basket right to the top with the grinds, and just making sure I get enough in there, and then I'm just going to give it a very light tamp, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So that's the only slight downside with trying to be flash with coffee in the van. You end up with lots of little bits and pieces, which I'm sure in the comments you're going to say that looks like a right faff. So that is our coffee puck ready. Now you do get some little filters, if I can find them. Maybe in the box. Yes, I did. So you get little paper filters that just goes on top of your coffee in there, and that just helps eliminate any grinds just going into the coffee that you brew. So just pop that on there like that, and then once we put some water in the bottom here, that goes in the top. So just gonna switch the gas on. That helps, doesn't it? So switch the gas on. Just going to bring this water up to the boil, and we'll pop some in there, pop the basket in, screw it all shut, and then turn the gas on, and we'll wait for the pressure to come up a little bit, and then we can draw some espresso out. I've got my little trusty espresso shot glass, I've got my mug, and then we'll have a go at some latte art as well. So the instructions, just while that's doing that, the instructions you do get a little book. It does help you kind of understand. It tells you how to extract properly, and it gives you some pretty good step-by-step instructions. I'd say we've probably used this 4 or 5 times now. I've not had an undrinkable coffee out of it yet. So I am very impressed with it, and the build quality is absolutely second to none. Build quality is fantastic on this. Very, very impressed. Right, so let's fast forward until some water's boiled. Okay, so we've got some boiling water. Let's turn that off. And now in here, inside here, I'll have to just overlay a bit of a picture of this. So inside here there's markings 3, 6 and 9. And that relates to how much water you put in it, how many cups you want to make. And I'm not going to make more than 1 cup for this, so I'm just going to fill it up to, I can see the markings. Turn it around a little bit. Yeah, I'm only going to fill it up to the 3 mark for this. Doesn't need to have any more than that. A little bit more. There we go. Right, so that's got water in up to the 3. Basket of coffee goes in, sits in there like that. That's our coffee nozzle. So you just screw this down on the top, and this has got a rubber seal on, so you have to screw it on really tight so it compresses the rubber seal. I'm just going to hold the handle, give it a final turn, okay, and then we get some heat on. Now they say to leave the steam wand open just while you're initially heating the water in the Bellman, because as soon as you start to see some steam coming out of the wand, then you know it's about boiling and when you turn that, that's when you're going to start building pressure. So let's see what happens. So I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's just starting to boil in there. Obviously I've just boiled a kettle, so it certainly won't take long. You can see the steam one's just about to drip a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. That's just starting to steam nicely. So shut the steam wand on the knob on the side. Wait for the pressure to build, and they also say just leave the knob open on the coffee one as well, just so it starts to wet the puck a little bit inside. And as soon as that starts happening, they say close it off, wait for 20-30 seconds or so. Don't know if you can see on the gauge there as well now that the gauge is starting to go up, probably starting to get to near on half a bar. And now you need to turn the temperature right off, and then you can start to draw your espresso off. So all you do is you just turn the knob and you start to get a lovely stream of coffee out. And the aim of this is to try to get it to be a nice solid stream without it stopping, because you don't want it too fast, because you don't want it to extract too fast, but you also need it to flow through. So if you can see that coming through. So that was about 25 grams of coffee, so I'm going to draw about 50 out, 2-to-1 ratio, normal kind of espresso strength. As you can see, drawing out a lovely thick coffee. As you can see, it's just about finished now. So there we go, that is a beautiful smelling espresso shot. So I'll leave that there, just clean that. Now's the fun bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let that warm up. I'm going to get some milk. So just move these couple of bits out of the way. Don't need the tamper anymore. Just going to move my shot over there. Don't need the spoon anymore. Grab some milk. Whole milk, of course. Pop it in the jug. Just below the spout inside the jug. So now we're just waiting for that pressure to come up, and they reckon best steaming between kind of 1.5 and 2 bar. And I'm also just going to get a baby wipe out ready, because this steam wand isn't a no burn steam wand, which means that milk sticks to it like crazy. So you absolutely have to clean it with something damp after you've steamed the milk straight away, otherwise you're going to have real problems. Right, so we're almost at 2. Just going to purge the steam wand a little bit. That's okay, no water coming out there. So we're at 2 bar. I'm going to try and do this sitting down, which is not easy. So turning on this. I have to say, through experience, this is a fantastic steamer. It really is good, and I've left the gas on full power while I'm doing this, just because you can probably see on the steam on the pressure gauge it's lost a little bit of pressure. Right, and that milk is done. So just as I say, turn this off now. clean that excess milk just off the steam wand, give it a quick clean out, and we're done. So let's assemble our coffee. So in goes the shot. Lovely. Just sort out my milk. Oh, I think I put a bit too much air in this milk. Not my best effort, but yeah, not my best effort. However, let's have a try and see whether it's actually a decent coffee or not. I have to say it's actually about 23 degrees outside, and the sun's been on the van, so it's baking in here. Oh man, that is lovely. That really is good, actually. And you know, I'm bound to say that on a video, but seriously, that is a beautiful coffee. And the ability to steam milk in the van, perfect. Obviously you can choose different beans, different grinds. You can play about with the coffee extraction on these as well. So really really easy just to get it how you want it. What I would say is we haven't bought a grinder yet, so a hand grinder. We can grind coffee at home and take it with us. Obviously it's not that fresh when you do that. We have got this little OXO container with a vacuum push button on the top. It's not brilliant though. I'd much prefer to bring beans and a hand grinder. If you've got any thoughts or suggestions on a hand grinder, please put them in the comments below. If you've got a better coffee solution than this that you found for the van, and I'm talking about decent coffee, put it in the link below, put it in the comments below and let us know. But we certainly think this is coffee nirvana for us in the van. I just can't see how this is going to be bettered without having power, and that's the main thing that we wanted this for. You know, if we're doing a pub stopover or we haven't got hookup, so no 240 volt, how are we going to get the best possible coffee in the van? And I think the Bellman is winning, I have to say. So well done, Bellman. Link in the description below, as you would imagine, for the Bellman. Completely not sponsored. We weren't sent this, we bought this. We've wanted one for ages and we thought we were going to treat ourselves. So hopefully you found that video helpful. If you have, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for some more California time.